What is up, guys? John with Gaming Through the Decades here, and I'm going to do something a little different. As you know, a lot of you know, we recently got this Nintendo Toploaders Model 101 from an attic that was, well, from my mom's attic that was in storage for a very long time. Got the opportunity to clean the outer shell. It looks really good on the outside, but I'm sure this thing is absolutely disgusting on the inside. I haven't had a chance to open it. I finally got my little bit here to open this bad boy up. You do need these special bits for a lot of the Nintendo cartridges, definitely the top loader if you want to take it apart, as well as some of the old Sega cartridges. So you can actually get these on Amazon. I paid about $5 for them. I got two sizes here. So we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart and give it a good deep clean, and I figured it'd be a good opportunity to film this just to show you guys what the inside of a Model 101 looks like. So on that note, let's get started. See, the hardest thing is getting those bits. So once you have these bits, real simple. You got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go ahead and take these apart now. Here we are, we have the 4 screws out, and this is pretty simple. This one comes right up just like this, and then we have a heat sink here, and we're going to go ahead and remove this heat shield here to get at the board and give that a good clean. Now this actually does take a regular Phillips head screwdriver, so you do not need those bits for this part, so we'll go ahead and take the shield off. Alright, shield is off, and then here's our board. It's pretty dusty. It's actually not quite as bad as I thought it would be. Looks like the worst part we have here is just going to be up around these contacts. And then we got some dust back here we'll go ahead and clean off. So we'll go ahead and take this shield off as well and get at that. So this thing is not as bad as I thought it would be. The first thing I'm going to do, some people will actually wash these boards obviously, and then make sure they are completely dry. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead, and I already took some air to it, but there is some stuff kind of in between these contacts here that I can't quite get to, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a brush. Make sure you're using a really light brush to do this, because if you use anything tough, it could, you know, bang one of these diodes off or something, so we don't want to cause any damage to the board. And that actually cleared some gunk up that was in there, and in around our reset button and power button. What I'm going to go ahead and do is right where these controller ports are, I'm going to go ahead and take some Windex and a little Q-tip here and get those contacts really good, and then I'll go ahead and get it with some alcohol as well. This is 90%, actually 91%, so this is going to dry relatively quick. I like that Windex we just put on there. It might sit on there for a minute or so. Now, one thing you can do for this 72 pin is, I'm not going to do it here because I've done it quite a bit. You could do one of two things to clean these pins off right here. You could either take an old cartridge you don't care about too much and get that thing really loaded with some rubbing alcohol, soak the cart really good, and go in and out of here, clean the cart, and just repeat the process until you're not getting anything on the cart. Another thing I've seen people do is go ahead and take a credit card and do the same thing with a credit card. So you have a couple options there. Or you can go on Amazon or eBay and go ahead and buy one of those actual cleaning cartridges, which work pretty well. So I used an old cartridge. I don't care about. I actually used Bayou Billy because that game sucks. And it took me about 5 or 6 times across to go ahead and get those pins really clean. But after I've cleaned my cartridges and cleaned the 72 pin, I haven't had any issues with it. So it's worked pretty well. So that is probably the cheapest way to do it. And, you know, you're still not going to cause any damage, or you don't have to worry about, you know, screwing anything up. Your cart's just going to get kind of dirty. Alright, so surprisingly, I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I thought this thing was going to be absolutely disgusting on the inside, but it really isn't too bad. Aside from discoloration here, it may look like corrosion, but it's not. It's just some discolorization on the 72 pin. Other than that, it's not too bad, and these are easily replaceable too. So if it goes, it's not the end of the world, but overall, really surprised at how clean it was. Did it need a full breakdown? I wanted to give it one because it's never had one. So it's always good to do this every once in a while to your consoles, especially on easy ones like this. Like I said, all you need is that security bit and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and button this thing up and get her back together. It's all back together now. As you see, buttons are functioning. Everything feels good. Nothing loose jiggling around in there. So let's go hook it up and make sure we didn't break anything. Alright, she's good to go. Everything looks good. I'm actually going to go ahead and plug the controller in and make sure those ports still work. Alright, here we go. Yes, I like to test stuff using Dino Ricky, don't ask me why. But she is working good. In fact, I was having some issues with the controller ports prior to me cleaning this, so I would normally have to plug it in a few times, once or twice, and it looks like cleaning those ports out helped quite a bit. So we are good to go, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not every so often I get to do these breakdowns with you, but they are fun to do. Until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next video.